Hey everyone, this is Tony from Sykes Harley-Davidson, and today I'm going to be telling you everything you need to know about the 2020 Sportster 48. I love the 48. It is the embodiment of classic bobber styling. You've got chunky wheels, a small tank, a fat front end, and you've got a really nice stance to the bike. Let's jump straight in. The 48 comes with 16-inch wheels, front and rear, so it's quite a small wheel size, and they come with chunky tyres on it. So you've got a 130 in the front and a 150 in the rear. So having small wheels with chunky tyres means that you've got great agile steering while keeping the grip that you can only get from having a chunky tyre, from having a big contact patch with the road. Combine that with the short wheelbase of the 48, and if you're looking for something that can really tear through corners while feeling planted, then this is a great option for you. As we work our way up, you can see that there's a really nice contrast between the gloss black lowers and the polished fork tube. These are big, fat, chunky forks. Again, it helps to build into that sort of chunky bobber styling. At the very top of the forks, of course, we have the handlebars. I'm actually a big fan of the stock handlebars on a 48. It's a really ergonomic riding position, it's really comfortable. A lot of people put drag bars on a 48 because it gives it a really nice sort of squat, low down look, but they're just not comfortable in my opinion. I much prefer the stock bars on a 48, and they give you great control. The 48 comes stock with a single clock speedo. It gives you a really nice minimalist line across the front of the bars, and it gives you a really tidy and clean look. Moving back, we come to what is without a doubt the most controversial point of this bike. This 70s style, retro chopper peanut tank. Visually, I think it looks fantastic. It gives you a great aesthetic on this bike. You've got a really nice bulldog stance with this tank. A lot of people complain that you can only do about 80 miles before you've got to start looking for a fuel station if you're riding a 48. And they're not far wrong. But, especially here in the UK, 80 miles is probably about an hour, hour and a half of riding. I don't know about you, but I like to stop after about an hour and a half of riding anyway. To put it bluntly, 80 miles is plenty. You've just got to plan your ride. It's that simple. I've never been in a situation where I've been, riding a 48 and been low on fuel and panicked, because you're never really that far from a fuel station anyway. As I said, you just got to plan ahead a little bit. Moving down onto the engine, the 48 comes with the bigger of the Sportster engines. This is the 1200. You've also got a really nice visual interplay here between the polished aluminium heads, that gloss black air cleaner, and then the wrinkle black engine. That wrinkle black, dark custom theme across the engine is great because it doesn't show up dirt in the same way that a chrome engine would, and it means that you're not constantly cleaning your bike. It also contributes, of course, to that mean looking aggressive styling of the bike, and I actually think it works really well with the exhausts. I know a lot of people change the exhausts on a Sportster anyway, but there's something about the contrast between the wrinkle black engine and the sweeping lines of these chrome exhausts that gives the impression that this bike is moving even when it's not. I really like it. If of course you are looking to change the pipes on your Sportster, then don't worry, because you will be spoiled for choice. There is probably no other bike out there that has as many aftermarket options for exhaust as a Sportster, but visually I really like the look of the stock pipes. Moving on to the controls. The 48 comes stock with forward controls, and a lot of people are a bit apprehensive about forwards, especially if they've never ridden before with forward controls. But what I would say is try it. It's that simple. A lot of people, they come into the showroom and they're not sure about forwards, and they go, oh, I've only ever ridden with mids, I've never ridden a cruiser before, and they go out and they try it and they think it's going to be really difficult and really confusing, because it does feel strange the first time you sit on a bike with forwards, and then they ride it and they go, wow, this is so much more comfortable. Especially if you're going to be cruising, forwards are the way to go. And of course you can't talk about comfort and the riding position without talking about the seat. One of the reasons the 48 is so popular is this really nice low seat height. It doesn't just give you a fantastic visual line on the bike, build into that chopper styling with this small solo seat. The fact that the 48 has such a low seat height is what makes it really, really popular with younger riders, with shorter riders, with female riders, and even with more experienced riders who are looking for something easy to control. I'm 5'10", so generally fitting on Harleys isn't really a problem for me, but if I sit on this bike, you can see I've got absolutely no problem reaching the ground. I'm flat-footed, I've got a lot of bend there in my knee, and equally I've got absolutely no problem reaching the controls. The thing that I love about the 48 is that this is a really neutral position. As we come to the back end of the bike, you can see that the 48 features a really nice blacked out back end. You've got a gloss black fender complemented really nicely with gloss black fender struts. You've got the gloss black swing arm there as well. You've got these nice little gloss black turn signals. The most important thing to note about these turn signals, of course, is that these are Harley's integrated tail lights. So these turn signals feature your tail light, your turn signal and your brake light all in one. and what that gives you is a really clean looking rear fender. A lot of people like to get rid of this plastic license plate hanger and put a side mount number plate on these. It allows you to really show off that back tyre and give you a really clean looking back end. Although the 48 does come stock as a solo, there is of course a full pillion setup available for this bike. So you can get a pillion seat, you can get passenger foot pegs, and of course you've got all of your detachable accessories like your luggage rack and a sissy bar there if you want to make your passenger a bit more comfortable. Alright, let's spin her around so you can see the other side. So, as you can see on the left hand side, starting from the front, on the left hand side of the front wheel you've got the disc and you've got a nice blacked out caliper there. Moving back, the thing to note of course is that blacked out primary. You've got that wrinkled black primary, and then you've got a flash of colour on this side of the engine with that derby cover and of course those rocker covers. I think that one of the big things about the left hand side of the engine is because you don't have the air cleaner there, you've got a really nice clean look and it just shows off the V-twin. And you know, it shows off the minimalist styling of the 48, and in my opinion it's what Sportsters are all about. I think it looks fantastic. Alright guys, that's our video. I hope that you enjoyed hearing what I had to say about the 2020 Sportster 48, and if you did, please remember to drop a like, comment, subscribe, share, all of that good stuff. If you're interested in a 48, remember that Sykes Harley-Davidson delivers nationwide. I'll put a phone number and a contact email address down in the description below. Until the next time, ride safe.